Hey budget gardeners, Vita Loca here. Join me today as I show you how to collect the seeds from a calendula plant. So let's go. I love calendula for a couple of big reasons. Number one, they are super pretty. The ones that I have right in this patch here, self-sowed from the previous year. And they were just a nice little freebie plant for me to have in my garden. Also, it is early November. I really don't have a lot blooming in my yard, but look at that. That's really a pretty color. And this one as well. So if you're looking for fall color, this is a perfect plant to have in your garden. Also, the pollinators love calendula. And did you know calendula is also very popular? It's considered a medicinal plant. Here where I live in New Hampshire, Zone 5B, it's considered an annual. However, it is a perennial in certain areas. Fun fact, calendula is also known as a pot marigold. So I want to show you a couple of things to look for when collecting the seeds from a calendula plant. Here's an example of a bud of a calendula that's going to eventually turn into a flower. Now, if the seed pod has green seeds in it, that means it's not ready to be picked yet. You definitely want to wait until the seed pod is a brown color, and a lot of times the stem is also no longer green. It's more of a tan or a brown color. Okay, let's go ahead and take a closer look at what the seed pod as well as the seeds of the calendula plant looks like. You can see that some of the seeds have already fallen out of the seed pod, and what you want to do is you can just gently rake the seed pod with your fingers, and that will release any seeds that are in there. And then after you've done that, you can go ahead and just throw away the remaining seed pod. Here's one that had already released a bunch of seeds, which means I'm going to have a lot of freebies in my flower bed, which is very exciting. And I can go ahead and just release the rest of those seeds as well. Sometimes it's nice to be able to collect your seeds from plants that like this, even though they're going to self-sow. I also want to have a little bit of control, and I want to grow this plant and have it in other areas of my garden. So when it comes to storing the seeds, you can put them in a small Ziploc bag like I'm using, or you can use a paper bag or some sort of a jar or a container. The big thing is you want to make sure that your seeds are completely dry before you store them. I like to label my Ziploc bag with the name of the seed, so it's a calendula. I'm collecting seeds from a couple of different plants over in that section. Some of them are yellow, some of them are orange, so it's a mix of colors. I'm putting the year that I collected the seeds, and you can see next to the stein how small the seeds are, as well as the seed pod. And I like to use a small Ziploc bag because I am collecting a ton of seeds from lots of flowers, so I don't want to waste space. I don't need big, huge Ziploc bags for small amount of seeds. And when it comes to storing your seeds, you just want to make sure you're storing them in a cool, dark, dry location. On the screen, what you're looking at now is just a close-up shot at what the seeds as well as the seed pod looks like. Another fun fact is that supposedly you can plant calendula in your flower beds or vegetable gardens, and it can deter certain pests. I haven't tried that, but I'm going to have to give it a try. Maybe put it near some of my vegetable plants. Have you ever grown calendula in your garden? If so, what do you think of it? Do you like it? Does it self-sow like it does in my garden? Please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you've been enjoying the series of videos I've been making on collecting seeds. If you can believe it, I still have a lot more seeds I need to go through, but I am really enjoying collecting all these seeds. It really saves a lot of money when you can collect your own seeds from various flowers as well as vegetable plants. This winter, I'll be showing you my process for sowing these seeds. I usually would sow them indoors under my grow lights, but I'm considering maybe also trying the winter sowing method for these seeds. Seeing that they drop their seeds and self-sow pretty readily in my yard, maybe they'll do well if I winter sow them. I hope you've been able to get out in your gardens, and until the next video, make it a great day with gardening.